Hi, everybody. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Today, we're going to read one of my favorite stories, Where the Wild Things Are, written and illustrated by Maurice Sendak. And I want you to pay close attention to the textures of the wild things or how they feel if you could touch them. Of course, we can't really touch them, it's just the book. But if you could reach out and you were Max in the story, how would those wild things feel? And if you forget what the word texture means, you can take a look back at one of the pages on the website, and that'll give you some hints and some ideas on textures and words that might help you describe how the wild things would feel, because that's going to help you when you create your very own wild thing. So let's go ahead and get started. This is Where the Wild Things Are, written and illustrated by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines, and the walls became the world all around him. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day, and in and out of weeks, and almost over a year, to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars, and gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all of their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all wild things. And Max said, "Let the wild rumpus start." Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at this guy right here. Look at his hair, his fur. How would it feel if you could touch it? Would it be soft, fluffy, smooth? What words could you use to describe this wild thing's fur? This guy over here is my favorite. If I were to touch his legs, they look like fish scales. How would fish scales feel? Would they be smooth or rough, shiny, scratchy? They're still going. They're going to be tired in the morning. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. So that was where the wild things are. And boys and girls, if you need to go back and pause the video, you can do that to take a look at some of the pictures of the wild things if you need some ideas for what your creatures should look like. So after you've listened to the story, make sure you go back and take a look at the textures page and also the anchor charts of the media that we've explored so far this year. For this project, you can look at drawing, painting, and collage. Once you've chosen your media, go ahead and create your wild thing. And then when you're finished, go to the Let Me See Your Work page. There's a link that you can click on with my name on there, and you can send me a picture of your artwork. I can't wait to see it. And also, you can send me any writing you want to tell me about it. Maybe you've named your creature, or you can tell me how you think your creature would feel if you could actually touch it, talk about the texture. So I can't wait to see your artwork. I hope you are being safe and creative at your home, and I can't wait to check in with you again. I'll see you soon.